put this one. So as you can see, if you take a look at the NVivo, we do have usually the files that we imported is right here. Files, and you see many different data sources. So some are from the internet and some are from my original data. So from now on, let's take a look at the data then. And so, okay, let's take a look at the disruptive group. Okay, if I click on that, I can see the data right here. Okay, and okay, let's make it play. So those are the group members. Okay, those are the group members. And so, what do you think? Do they have a group discussion or do they have the independent studies?
Independent study.
But this is a group work setting, okay? So if you take a look at them, they are more alike. So it's like watching together. But they just study like that, study alone. Actually, the total number of group is not the 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5. One student is missing. She always run away from the discussion and things like that. Every time this group discussion happens, she's not here, and you will see her. But the first question about this one is what's going on? The group discussion, and they should look into their eyes and share and things like that, like other people do here. So, based upon my observation, this is kind of weird one. So I need to code this one. Okay. So if you would like to code one, go up front and click on the left one, and then click up. Then you will see the bar here. Do you have a bar? Do you have a bar? Do you have this one?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you work in NVivo, the best thing is check mark on the edit, check mark. Did you check mark the edit?
No.
Check mark the edit. And then if you check mark the edit, and if you create the bar here, then you can have a selection there. So if you click on the right mouse, you do have many options here. And so here you can insert row, okay? Click on the insert row and you see the time and the content, okay? And so here you can say like group of views, okay? Group of views is happening here, okay? And go to here, and if you remove this one, the this bar, simply click on left side of your mouse, and that will be disappeared, but it stays right here. It's okay. And so if you move here, you see a girl is right here. Oh, yeah, yeah. You will see. Oh yeah, she's not here, but she's here again, right here. Okay, we got her. And again, go up front, click on the left mouse, and go and up the mouse again. And right click on the mouse and put the insert row. Then you will see the bar right here when the girl appears here. Okay, so you can say like group abuse again because she should be in the group discussion, but she run away from the scene, and then she came up front. Okay, and again, if you would like to remove the bar, left click on the mouse, it will disappear, and if you you this one, you will see. Okay, let's see. So I check up the conversation. Okay, and well, they did not talk about the assignment. They did not talk about anything about the group work, but they talk about the boyfriend, best dress, and the perfume, and things like that. So I think this could be another example of the group of use. Okay, so I can put like that, and again insert row. If I put insert row, I do have a group of views again. So from the scene, I captured the three examples of the way how uh, uh, abuse the group work, and so and I would like to create a code for this one. The best way of doing that one is if you click on the codes. I already have codes right here, but I can create the code. So here I don't have anything for group work, so I can create the code. If you click on the right side, there is a word new code. If you click on that, you can put group of views like that. And okay, if you put okay, you see group of views here. If you see it, there is 0 and 0, no files, no reference. So this is the time where you should put the coding. Let me show you. Because I already typed the group of views right here, uh, I can just simply click and move here and 1. Another example of the group of views, I can click on that again, group of views. Another example of the group of views, I can click on that and move here. Here, one file about the observation and 3 references. So they didn't work, and a girl disappeared, and a girl finally came back, but she disrupted everything about the direction of the conversation and things like that. So that way you could create a code and uh, so the question is, what do you think? How about them? Are they poor students or are they what? How do you think? The teacher proposed to do the group work, and among three, uh, among 5, she's a 조선족, 영업 from China, but how do you call it? How do you call the area? Yeonbyeon? Yeah. She's from Yeonbyeon, and she cannot speak Korean well. And these 3 girls, well, this is called graveyard for male student. Okay, this guy is the third male being replaced by here because of the 3 girls bullying and things like that. They just ignore him, whoever that is, and they ignore Myungho from Yeonbyeon simply because she speaks Korean poorly. So they do have such kind of the wangda and things are going on here. And every time they are the best friends. They always stay together, talk together, and take the course together and everything. So they do have a strong shield down there, and no one can survive here. And so this guy is the third one. So I asked them to have an interview with me about why group uh, is not that cohesive, is not doing their work properly. So okay, I got the coding 3 out of here. And so if you click on the files, here you can see what I got, okay? And so I have many data here. Chat diary 3, chat diary 3, and things like that. And so for your sake, let me check the chat diary 3. For your sake, sorry, it's written in Korean. I, I do have a translated version though, but
I think they speak Korean very well.
huh?
I think they can speak Korean very well.
Yeah, read well. Okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's okay. So here, 원명호, where is 명호? Real question. Okay. 명호. So in the diary, they talk about what's going on here, and so let's pick up the chess diary. Nothing here, no coding at all. So let me give you a chance to code by yourself, okay? I open up the chat diary number 9, and so you can see she talks about what's going on in class actually. So, for example, 수업 시간에 학생들은 앞자리보다는 뒷자리를 선호한다. Students prefer to sit not in front of the class, but at the back side of the class and things like that. So when you code something, click on the codes, then you see what you get as a coding. So if you believe that this could be one example of the group of views, then you can simply click this one and send it right here. And 2 files for 4 references. And so you can pick up, as for coding, you can pick up a word or phrase or sentences or even everything. So from the reading, you can code. If you think that the data here is related with the coding, you can like create new code, okay? Or you can simply select the part and send it to the coding that you have already created, okay? So I'm gonna give you chances for creating code for 5, let's say. So why don't you do that?
My copy is not picking up the Korean.
Not Korean?
It's just coming up as
Ah.
double debug.
Okay. And so, sorry about this data. Actually, I prepared in advance for English version of the conversation, but for some reason it's gone. I don't know, but should be somewhere. How about you, Natasha?
Uh, right now there's a problem that I can't open the NVivo, so I have to re-download it after this class.
Uh,
Yeah, but I already like wrote it down, like what should I do in NVivo.
hmm.
There's an English composition assessment. That's another file you have. That's in English.
That's in English, yes. Okay, then, because of the time constraints, let's suppose that you collected, and from here, I think that could be example of the group of views. Then I can click this one and send this one to here. And again, I already did it, so it didn't change anything. And so this is not the only one. So if I click on the files, I do have the family, okay? Do you have the family there? You must have the family to do that.
Do I have what, sorry?
Duff and Lee, okay?
Duff and Lee.
Let's see. I should have one right here, Duff and Lee. Duff and, right here. I do have a Duff and Lee here. No Duff and Lee. This is just a PDF file that I provided for you. So if you don't have this one, my suggestion is why don't you go to import and files and see where the data is. Right here, I do have a data Duff and Lee.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
So you should have that one, PDF. Duff and Lee, yeah, Duff and Lee. And so, yeah, click on the file. If you click on that, you could notice that the place where you imported the data. So you should figure out the place where you import the data.
Is it definitely 2004?
Yeah. You have to import everything, definitely GRAD post test and everything, active group, disruptive group, and things like that. So basically the raw data, under the file of the raw data, you have to import everything, okay? So that we could discuss. Okay, let me click on the top array, okay? Here, I do have the data. Well, this is the actual paper, okay? And so, because the letters is small, let me copy this one. Let me copy this one. Let me copy this one. And let me bring up to Word file here, Word. So reason why I'm showing you this one this is a good example of the writing up the qualitative research as well as the format and everything. Okay, let's take a look at the abstract of the Dupin Lee. He said this article reports on an exploratory study of instructional issues encountered in the teaching of Mandarin as a foreign language at the university level. Okay, so exploratory study, not a hypothesis testing. Okay, it's an exploratory study. Explore about what? Instructional issues encountered in the teaching of Mandarin. So when we say Mandarin, is that the standard language or is that the not standard one? I have no information about the Mandarin. They teach Mandarin as a foreign language at the university level. Is that a nationwide using language or is that the some area people use it or Mandarin?
A topic at a university, one subject.
Yeah,
One paper.
right. So explore is the key, telling you that this is a qualitative study. Okay. And so the research reveals the sometimes conflicting views held by teachers, researchers, students, and institutions with respect to instructional methods and types of classroom interaction. So it talks about the conflicts between among teachers, researchers, students, and institutions about what? Teaching methodology and interaction, and particularly in the context of form-focused instruction. What could be the typical example of form-focused instruction? Let me ask you, Natasha, thinking back to your life at the middle and high school, thinking about English class, uh, who taught most of all, teacher or students? Did you have a chance to have a group work in middle and high school?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Then how about you? Did you talk a lot or you was shy enough to hide
I'm
yours?
guessing she talks a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, how about you? Thinking back to
Sorry.
the life of middle and high school, uh, who talked a lot? Your teacher, your English teacher, or uh, yourself, or your students? Did you have a lot of group work in the middle and high school, not the university? Uh, if I think about my experience of learning English in middle and high school, my teacher talks a lot, okay? And he used to carry a lot of weapons to kill us. And so every time we do make mistakes, we have to go front and uh, and the way he talked, it's a grammar translated method. So he talks on and on and on, and sometimes asks us about what is the meaning of a specific word or things like that. Well, that's the way we usually learn English. The rainy days like this, he used to carry the stronger, the thick weapon, hysterically staring us and pick up one guy and study hard, study hard. But I was an exception for that because I prepared the vocabulary and things like that. And every time he pick me up, uh, I gave him the right answer, which makes him happy. But every time when students could not answer his question, the only thing that they get is the punishment. So it's like translation and things like that. And so that's exactly form focused instruction, learning about grammar and learning about translation and things like that. Okay? So here, what they are talking about is the conflict where the form focused instruction was held and interaction might be the biggest issue right here. And so this one talks about the context. And so data come from regular recorded classroom observations, questionnaires, and interviews with one teacher and her students over the period of one semester. Okay, talking about the data triangulation, how many sources of data he talks about? The first one, classroom observation, okay, first one. Questionnaire, okay, the second one, and interviews with one teacher and her students over the period of one semester. Okay, talking about the tradition of qualitative research, what this study could be. Is, is this the case study? Is this ethnography? Is this action research? Is this grounded theory? Which one? Which category does this study belong to?
Ground.
A case study, okay? Because this is a case study, Duff and Lee collected multiple sources of data, that is, classroom observation, questionnaires, and interviews. Three different sources of data. So I think Duff and Lee did an excellent job of the providing their research by telling us that what is the purpose of research, exploratory, and the context where form-focused instruction is happening all the time in the teaching of Mandarin as a foreign language. And again, because this case study, he collected 3 different sources of data. And also they did a good job of telling us about the findings right here. And the conclusion right here, very neatly written. So findings reveal that whereas the teacher was committed to providing opportunities for peer interaction and practice and not providing excessive error correction, repetition, or modeling, students, on the other hand, expressed strong views about the desirability of having less peer interaction rather than more, and conversely, more error correction, repetition, and modeling. So what the student wants was at the time, I think that was the year of 2004. Students are quite used to learning passively in the form-focused instruction, which can be summarized from middle and high school, and they went to university. But they were quite used to be passive learner in the classroom, and what they wanted was they would like to learn the way like exactly like past. They just be there, and teachers should provide a lot of repetition, modeling, correction, and things like that. That used to be exactly like in the past of language learning, especially English in China. They just got that one, and they bring all the habit to the classroom, right? And so that's the findings. And so I think one of the best way of doing this one is their conclusion. The article concludes that further classroom research in non-European language courses, for this case Mandarin, teaching Mandarin, is necessary to examine more closely the applicability of findings from previous studies involving primarily European languages. So we know a lot of teaching methodologies from Europe or even the United States. For example, maybe teaching English through English, right? Or maybe a flipped learning or things like that. Or we tend to believe that another teaching method can change everything. So we start from the grammar translated, audio lingual method, and then teaching English through English, media English, so many different names. How about the students? How about their achievement? Did we have a lot of achievement there? Let me go back to my class. Remember the audio tape, video tape there? Well, I had a good intention for that because I tried to teach my students by providing more opportunities to talk in the classroom. So I have them talk and talk by providing group discussion. And mostly, most of the students followed well, but the one group that you saw, nothing happens there. No learning, no nothing. And so for that case, how about them? We saw a group cohesion there, 3 girls there, and one Joseonjok, one male Korean student. So we could see a lot of group dynamic down there. Okay? My purpose was to provide more opportunities to talk by having group discussion. What happens was a disaster. They divide and divide and divide for a couple of reasons. So, based upon my experience, I would like to agree the Duff and Risk claim by telling us that we need to understand about the cognitive and social-cultural basis for student views and how and why those views change over time. So I have a notion of the group discussion and live input and things like that. But what goes on is, at least for the case of the Myung-ok and a couple of other students, that doesn't work. So maybe I I could use this one to support my data. I do have a group of users right here, and I believe that the analyst claim here maybe partly it could explain about what goes on in my data, why they are disruptive in their group. According to them, maybe we need to think about the social cultural concerns or things like that. So I would like to use this one to support, to explain my data. And again, you see files 3. So I could see the data triangulation here. We do have videos, we do have written text, we do have diary and things like that. 3. I got 3 here. And also, let me go back to the files. If I go back to the file, I also have a lot of the data, different sources of data, and let me click on the best environment for group work. So this one talks about this one. I believe, at least if the learning context could be like this one, they have to face, and there is no way of ignoring it. Maybe this could be a good suggestion for solving group of views. So I do have a group of views here. As a part of the suggestion, I can use this one as a group of views. I see 4 files telling group of views, suggestion, the family. And also if I click on the files, I do have the sound and things like that, okay? So if I click on the GRA, the post test, uh, uh, this one has a sound, okay? So if I play that one,
그러면은 이제
okay, so, I was right. Too high, huh? So if I click on that,
이름하고 인터뷰 결과 얘기 좀 해주세요.
예, 영어로 다 해요. 제 이름은 My name is Chen Liang and
so the sound, no written text, but I can again code this one, okay? So if I click on the code, and let's say she talks about the way she was abused from the group, then I can create the bar like that. Right here, she talks about the way she was ostracized. You know the word ostracized? Wangda. She was ostracized here, and also she was ostracized here. So I can listen to it and I can code them, okay? Even the audio file without transcribing, I can code like that, okay? I can code like that. Group of views and things like that, and things like that. Group of views and things like that. And so if I click on the group of views, I can see if I click on the disruptive, I can see the picture, the video and a couple of things. So everything is right here. And so if let me just click this one. I opened up many things, so that's why. Okay. So if I click on the group of views, I can see disruptive group, picture, and the written text, and definitely paper, and the sound, the audio file right here. So how many sources? I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sources of the data validating group of views. Okay? So compare this one. I just observed the classroom, and if I told you that group of views is happening there, if I tell a story like that, can you believe me about the group work or things like that? You might say that, oh look, university students may not do that, may not do Wangta or things like that. But this is what happens there. What if I provide the data, a lot of data, show you the video and picture, and then reads explanation, and their written text, and sound and things like that. What if I provide many sources of data and have you decide what's going on here? Which sounds reasonable? The first one, simply showing you one data in a view and telling you what's going on, or multiple sources of data. So with NVivo, you can do such kind of things, okay? And so you can import everything. You can import everything. What we didn't is the EndNote data today, but which we will do later. But anyway, for the group, disruptive group, we do have solid database telling us that group abuse is happening there. And so when you, with NVivo, you can create the hierarchy of the codings. So it's like, if you click on the new code, let me put number one, okay? And if I click on the new code, and if I put on number 2, okay? If I put new code, and if I put number 3, okay? So as the coding proceeds, you can create the hierarchies right there by simply click on that. You see the plus sign here. Simply you click on that. You see this plus sign there. And if you would like to do that, or you can merge that too. So if I would like to select this one, and if I cut this one, and if I go to group views, I can merge into selected code. Okay? So you can put OK right here. So if you click on the group of views, you will see the merged ones like that. Okay? And so the number has been changed from 5 to 6. So that way you can create the codings and automatically give order, or you can merge and copy and make it together. So with the manual work, obviously you cannot do that. Okay? You cannot see multiple sources of data, and you cannot do in addition, a very delicate search and things like that. So the choice is yours. Maybe if you're interested in qualitative research, maybe you can do manual work, card sorting activity, and finding out tons of millions of drivers with the cards. Maybe it could be 1,000 or 1,500. You can do it, but usually it's gonna take at least 6 or more months to get it done. With this one, NVivo, I believe you can do it less than a month to finish all the codings. Again, the choice is yours. Okay, let me finish today's practice and things like that. And I believe time to go home.
Thank you.